Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angryprepper. So today's video, we're going to talk about the civil unrest in New York City. Now, a lot of people are still protesting for whatever fucking reason. I really can't. I don't understand it. The Chauvin trial was, he was convicted. It was done. The guy's going to jail, and yet people are still finding a reason to protest. Now, I think that people are looking for reason to be pissed off, and they are protesting at every chance they can get. So now, of course, right before the Chauvin trial, there was to stop the hate, to stop the Asian hate, or some bullshit like that. There was a march for them on the Brooklyn Bridge. They had another protest on cops being overzealous or too violent or some shit like that. I'm like, okay, that makes no sense because, well, so you had people, protesting for various reasons. So now there's a group on Twitter, I think it's called Protest NYC, and they'll put every protest that's going on through the city. And again, guys, you look on this Twitter account, it's like a bunch of idiots just protesting for whatever reason. Like I said, the last one was something about cops being too overzealous or violent, and I'm like, all right, so we're gonna protest every little thing that cops do now. Oh, let's protest cops taking a meal break. Well, let's protest cops glaring at people the wrong way. They're looking to protest over everything. Now, the point of this video, guys, is actually that the civil unrest, the protesting still breaking out, it's still a problem here in the city. It's not as bad as it was last year, but nonetheless, it's still a problem. Now, here's why it's still a problem. The other day, on the Brooklyn Bridge, the cops clashed with a protest group. And the NYC protest Twitter group, or Protest NYC Twitter group, or however you want to put it, or however it's labeled, I really don't give a shit because they're idiots. They were sitting there saying that the cops, for no reason, started arresting and grabbing them. As if the cops, in this environment, in this day and age, are turning around and just beating people for no fucking reason and arresting people for no reason. So this tells me that this group are a bunch of morons. They're just fucking idiots. So this group is sitting here trying to pretend that they're angels, that they're innocent, and that they didn't start any of this shit. So that Brooklyn Bridge clash, if you will, that's, I think, the second time in about 2 weeks that's happened, right? It happened the night of Chauvin's conviction, and then it happened again the other night. I want to say Tuesday or Monday, right? And so again, this was a small clash. It wasn't a thing. But these protest groups are going around the city inciting bullshit. They're inciting fights. They're picking fights with cops. They're picking fights with people eating at restaurants. So they are still a factor here in the city. Now, are they going bananas like they were last year? No. But the simple fact is that these protest groups are going unchecked, and they are becoming more of a nuisance. And if you become more of a nuisance and you go unchecked, you become a problem. And a problem graduates to criminal activities. Always does, always will. When you come to a city like New York or Detroit or any major city that still has bullshit protesting going on, you have to keep your head again on a swivel. I've said this about the civil unrest. I said this in my civil unrest video here, right? And so with that, guys, you have to be careful about coming to cities like this. Now, I know a lot of you are watching right now and be like, yo, I'm not coming to fucking New York. Fuck New York City. I get it. Kudos to you, right? Fuck this city. Don't give them any money. Don't support them. As far as I'm concerned, let it crash and burn, because the liberals in this city are infectious. And some people say, well, the city owner shouldn't have to pay for it. Listen, such is life, man. It sucks that even the restaurant owners, if you will, they're playing this fucking game as well, because they're getting in on it. They're putting BLM signs in their window. They're, stop the police. Not stop the police. There was a sign about something about against the cops. I'm like, if you want to partake in these stupid actions with stupid people, you should absolutely suffer for your stupid thinking. That's just me. But back to being in the city, guys. So now, a protest seemingly here can pop off at any moment. But you have the Citizen app, which I call the Snitch app, and you can go on Twitter and type in NYC protest or Protest NYC, And that Twitter account is going to give you all of the activities in the city so that you're one step ahead of the game. That is the more important thing. Suffice it to say, guys, we have to suck it up and maybe join Twitter and maybe put ourselves on our Citizen app. But that's going to keep you safe if you're that concerned, right? You can also get a Bofeng radio and try to get the police frequency, and the police frequency is going to keep you in tune as to what's going on, right? So you have those three options, guys, right? You have Citizen, you have the police frequency, and you have the Twitter accounts, right? The NYC protest or protest NYC. I really can't remember what it is, nor do I give a fuck, and I'm not going to put the correct what you call it, because those guys are just assholes. You guys will find it, trust me. Just type in NYC protest, you'll find it with no problem. All right, guys, so these are things that are going to keep you ahead. Now, again, when protesting goes unchecked, people become more entitled to one, protesting and thinking they can get away with the shit they think they can get away with. That's why the cops hammered them out on the Brooklyn Bridge, because I think they were done with their bullshit and their protesting and their attitude. It's one thing to protest, guys, peacefully and just walk down the street and, you know, say fuck the police with your signs. That's one thing. But once you start throwing shit at cops, guys, you're taking it to a new level. And that's the problem with the protesters. They're taking it to a new level each time they protest. So the civil unrest here in the city is still happening, but it's not happening. It's not happening at the magnitude it was last year. It's just that when it goes unchecked, it gets worse. And the Democrats here in the city are, again, guys, standing by and watching the shit crash. They're watching these protesters act like idiots. The prosecutors are seeing these protesters come in front of a judge and kicking them loose without any fucking without getting into trouble. That's the insane shit, and that's why these protesters feel entitled. They feel entitled because they're like, oh, I'll just get arrested and I'll be out in about 2-3 hours. And with that, they get kicked out. They're back on the street causing their bullshit, you know, screaming, yelling, throwing shit at the cops again. And this is a cycle. It's a revolving door. And with that revolving door, when you don't say anything to them, when you don't get them in trouble, when you don't give them a fine, when you don't reprimand them, these are the things that happen. It just gets worse. And now these guys are sitting here thinking they're cool, part of the cool club. Oh, really? I get arrested all the time. But you know what? They let us go. They let us go because we're allowed to do what we want to do. And that's the ideology you're developing in these people. Anyway, guys, like I said, point to this video was civil unrest is still going on. Again, it's not as bad as it was a year ago, but nonetheless, it's still going on. And you could end up in a sticky situation here in New York City, or other cities for that matter, that still have people protesting and acting a fool. So just keep that in mind. Just because you don't see it on the news doesn't mean it's not happening. All right, guys, so with that, this is the Angryprepper. Thank you for watching. You can like and subscribe to this channel. You can also follow me on Instagram, Telegram, and Facebook. And as the Angry Truth channel, you can head over to that channel, like, subscribe to there. You can follow the Angry Truth on Instagram and Telegram as well. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching.